This is Carl from National RV Detroit. I'm going to be showing you through your new Salem 32 BHDS. Okay, I'm here on the door side. I'm going to move towards the rear to start off with. Now your trailer hasn't been cleaned yet, so it looks a little dirty, but it will be shortly. So to start off with, you have a grill in the back. Obviously it swings out. The important thing to know about this is that you have to plug it in, plug in the LP I mean. You do that with this hose here. It's got quick connect fittings on it, like right here. So you pull this down and push it up onto the male and let it go, and it will connect. I'll show you where that male is on this. Right here. You can see it. Let me see it good. Hopefully you can see it there with the sun glaring. It just connects like that. Hopefully you can see that. I can't even really see the monitor. So, okay, well, and then the other end. Let's see where we're at here. The other end. Let me go around the corner here. Goes here onto this one here. So you have this male end here that will plug into here. You push this back and let it go, and then you'll turn the valve on like that. Okay? Alright. While I'm down here, all of your stabilizer jacks, there's one in each corner. It accepts a 3/4 inch socket, which you get with this, or you can use a crank or whatever you choose, as long as it's 3/4 inch. This yellow piece here is a strong arm. Now normally that's an add-on, but this trailer comes standard with it. So the thing to remember is this T-handle here is to loosen and tighten this piece right here. So you're always going to have it loose until you extend your jacks to the normal position when you're stabilizing the trailer. So you're just going to crank them down until they hit the ground and put a little bit of tension on them. You don't lift the trailer with it. You're just stabilizing it. So once you have it down in that position, then you'll tighten this T-handle, and it helps to keep the forward and to rear wiggling out of the trailer. It just makes it more stable. But you do keep that loose unless you're in the extended position, then you tighten it when you're stabilizing your trailer. Okay? Alright. You've got an outside kitchen here, and you have sink, and you have a refrigerator. Now the refrigerator is runs on 110, and it plugs right in, so as soon as you plug your trailer in, the refrigerator is on. Okay? You've got a door that goes straight into the bathroom here. You have regular pull-out steps. So you can see, I'll show you the bathroom when I approach it from the inside of the trailer, but there you have it. You got a power awning, power out. I'm just trying to see here. Power out right there. You've got outside speakers. That's your furnace vent. This is your water heater here. Right now you can see it's drained because right now this trailer is de-winterized. It's ready to camp in, but the plug is not in there at this point. So this is what the plug looks like. Hold on a second, let me pull it out of here. There we go. It's this plug right here, which goes right in here, right? And it has an anode rod on the back, a sacrificial rod, okay? Now, there is a switch down here, right there. Let me see if I can get a good picture of it. Kind of difficult to see. Anyway, it's right here. And you'll turn that on and off to turn on the heating element, the electric heating element. That's located behind here. This switch operates the electric heating element. Now this will also run on gas. So there's a switch to operate it on gas inside, and I'll show you that when we get in there. That's really all you need to know about the water heater. Other than, before you pull this plug out, always pull this release valve and let the pressure out first so you don't get soaked. Okay? This vent for the range hood has a baffle. So if you can see with my finger, it's right up there and right there. So basically, you'll just pull that baffle loose, and turn on your range hood and it'll flap freely. If you're not using the range hood, just keep that shut. Okay, and one last thing on this side. This is the fill. Let me get it here on the camera. I'm having a very difficult time seeing here. Okay, so let me get the shadow out of the way. There we go. So there's two ways to get water to this trailer. You can use the city water, which is the most common way to do it. You'll almost always do that. But they give you this option. This is to fill the demand tank that carries fresh water for you. So basically, if you go to an older state park and they don't have plumbing on the campsite, but they got a fill station when you first get in, you can fill the onboard tank and then use the onboard pump to pressurize your water, and it works just like you have city water. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you can still have a shower and a toilet and sink and all that. So it's the other feature, the city water feature, which I'll show you in a minute, is what you use normally, but you do have this option. And I think I mentioned you have outside speakers. The steps fold right into the trailer. The door closes after that. This is just a hookup for a solar battery charger panel. So if you choose to, you can get a panel for it that'll charge your battery. This one's made by Furion. It's just strictly a battery charger. Okay, while we're standing here, this is a reducer. You have a 30 amp system. Let me get out of the way, see if I can get it. You've got a 30 amp system on this, so you have a 30 amp plug on the end of your power cord. This is to reduce it down to a 15 amp system so you can plug it in at home. But remember, if you plug it in at home, you can't run the air conditioner because it draws too many amps. It'll eventually pop a circuit breaker in your house. But you can run everything else in the trailer. This is for the stabilizer jacks. I told you that's a drill attachment, 3/4. This crank here will go in the top of the power tongue jack if it fails. And this here has to do with the awning. You'll have to read the manual or watch the video while you're doing it. But in case the awning fails or gets damaged, you can still get it in too, so you can go home and you don't have to drive with your awning hanging out. So, okay, all right. Okay, so you have a deep cycle marine battery. You got two 20-pound tanks. This is an automatic changeover LP regulator here. So it's going to draw this tank down first, then when it's empty it'll switch over to this one automatically. So you don't have to switch the tanks, select them manually because it's all automatic. This is your power tongue jack, up and down, and you got a light here. I told you could use a crank on it. That's where you would take this cap off and put the crank in it. You also have a kill switch for the battery, so you can shut your battery on and off. The reason you want to do that is because there's an LP detector and a carbon monoxide detector in there that are hardwired to the battery, so even if you shut everything off, it'll still draw power. So when you put it into storage, you can shut the battery off so it doesn't drain your battery dry. Otherwise, you keep that on. The only time you're going to shut it off is when you're in storage. Okay. Excuse me. Slide out. Okay. So, I told you could use city water, and that would be the most common way to get water in the trailer. This is where you do it right here. You just hook your hose up to here. The trailer's pressurized, ready to go. This is just for cable TV through to your entertainment center. This one here is for satellite through to your entertainment center. This is your power cord. You just pull it out. I'll sort of follow it here if I can. And it's a 30 amp cord. It's 25 feet long. And we do get the reducer that I spoke to you about on the other side, that you can reduce it down to plug it in home, but you can't run the air conditioner. Okay, so this is a black tank flush. This has to do with dumping the trailer. So, right now, you see you've got two gray tanks. This one and that one. And this one might be called a galley tank inside, but a galley tank is still a gray tank. Alright, so let me close these for you. So, what you're going to do is you're going to hook your hose up to here. It goes into the dump station. Then, you're going to dump the black tank first. So you're going to just pull that out, and it'll dump the black tank. Then you're going to dump the two gray tanks. The reason you do that is because the gray water is cleaner than the black water. The black water is toilet water and waste. The gray tank is sink and shower water waste. So it's dirty, but it's cleaner than the toilet water. So you do that first. The black first, then the gray. Now, then you can come up to here, and this is a black tank flush. So you'd hook the hose at your dump station, just a regular garden hose, you hook it right on there and turn it on, and basically it'll clean the inside of your black tank. It's got sprinkler jets inside, so it'll clean it out, and you'll get a cleaner tank, plus you get, it cleans off the sensors in there too. The sensors tell the control panel how full the tank is, so you can get a more accurate reading. Remember to always have this valve open before you turn the water on for the flush. It'll tell you right there on that sticker. It's important. Okay? Alright. Past the bunk slide out to the back. Now you can see right up there, there's a housing for a backup camera. This is pre-wired for a backup camera, so if you want to get one, it has to be a Furrion type that fits in that housing. We do sell them here. You can talk to our people in parts, and they can let you know more about it. Also, while I'm looking up here, you have to inspect your roof. This is very, very important. You're going to do it 3 times a year, once in the spring, once in the fall, and once in the middle of the summer. You're going to go up there and you're going to look around for any kind of separation that's starting. You'll see the sealant on the roof. It's a lap sealant called Dicor, and all the moldings and all the attachments are sealed with that. You just inspect it. Odds are you're not going to have to do anything, but you have to inspect it to make sure that it's a good tight seal. So most of the time, you know, maybe for years, you never know. That's why you inspect it. But you'll go up there and you look around, see if there's any separation or cracking, and if there is, you get it taken care of. You can do it yourself if you educate yourself, but either way, it has to be taken care of. It's very, very important. That's not this trailer, it's every trailer ever made. So it's one of the things a lot of people neglect to do, but it's one of the most important things to do. So make sure you inspect the roof. Okay. We're inside now. The sun glare is killing me. I'm trying to get you a good picture here as best I can. This is for your slide out, for the main slide out right here. Okay, in and out. This one here is for your awning. You have a power awning. So I'll push the button and you can see it heading out. Okay. And now we'll go back in with it. You take it out till you can see the roller tube. This is the roller tube here. You take it out till you see the roller tube and you know it's all the way out. Okay. You got lights. You got a LED light up there on the awning. Water pump. I told you you can fill the tank and use the onboard water pump. That switch is right there. See, a little residual water came out. This is to light your water heater on gas. You remember I showed you that in the lower left-hand corner of the water heater, there's the switch to turn on the electric heating element. That's what you use most of the time. You're paying for campground electricity. You don't want to waste your LP gas on heating the water when you can just use electric. But if you need to, you just turn it right there to light automatically. Never turn on your electric element or the gas without the water heater having water in it, or else you'll burn it out really quick. Okay? Alright, so this is how you check your levels. See, this one says battery. This battery is totally charged, although you want to check it when you're not plugged in. Fresh water you see is empty. As you fill it, it'll go up in 1/3 increments till it's full. Each light will light up, each LED, as it gets filled. Same way with all the other tanks. Black tank is empty. Gray 1 tank is empty, and the galley tank, which is also a gray tank, is empty. The galley tank would be for this sink right here. Okay. The other tank is for the outside kitchen and the shower and the lavatory sink. Okay, so that's how you check your levels. Okay, you have a fireplace, which is kind of a, let me pull this plastic out of here, hold on. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it very well with the light being as it is. Let me shut the door, maybe that'll give us a better picture. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so this runs on 110 AC. You have to be plugged in to use it, but it is a heater also. It has a fan in it. So I got the remote control right here. Oh, there's also buttons right there that you can push. Right there, that's high. That means the fan speed is high. That's off for the fan, low, and high. Okay. You also have the thermostat. It goes up in in 5-degree increments. So it's at 70, I can bring it down to to 65 to 60, or I'm going backwards here, hold on. Let me do it this way. There we go. So it goes in 5 increments at a time. So also you have, let's see here, you can do the color of the fire. You can see you can change it this way. Okay. And it also has a timer, so you can set the timer on it. You have a sound bar here with a remote. There's the remote right there. Basically, it's a radio. AM, or I think this one might just be FM actually. But you can stream off this USB stick here. You got an HDMI in, so you could use a, let's say right here you could set a little game machine with a Blu-ray player for a rainy day. And if you wire this through using these ports here, you can actually wire this to your TV set when you hang one. There's a TV backer there telling you that there's a solid board behind there to put a bracket into. If you do use a bracket there to hang your TV set on, make sure you get a good one that'll lock into place. Some of the cheaper ones don't. You'll have to use a strap, which is always going to be hanging there. So spend a few extra bucks and get one that locks into place. It's worth it. Or what was I say? Oh yes. So you have 2 zones on this. Zone 1 and Zone 2. Zone 1 is inside, 2 is outside. You can hook up with Bluetooth, so you can play your MP3s from your phone or tablet, whatever you've got. So there's a lot you can do with it. This here is where your TV hooks up to. The reason it's green there, this is the signal booster for the digital antenna. So you can shut it off, but you always want it on when you're using the antenna. This is just telling you that it's pre-wired for a Wi-Fi signal booster. Basically, there's another panel on the roof where the antenna would go, and the router would go here. If you're interested in it, we do sell it. You can also go online to kingconnect.com and learn more about it. But we do sell that also. Okay. All right. Excuse me again. This is your vent hood with a light. Microwave works like any other microwave. Nothing unique about it. The range obviously operates on gas, and you spark it to light it. So you'll open it up here, turn on a burner, and then you turn this clockwise. You see it lit right there. So you just turn them on and spark them to light them. Now the oven, okay, let me look down here and see what kind we've got here. Okay, excuse me. This oven you light with a grill lighter, and so you'll basically go to pilot, you'll depress it, then you'll light the pilot light, which is back there. You can sort of see it there. And when the pilot lights, you'll hold it for 10-15 seconds till it heats up, and then you go to whatever operating temperature you want. Just keep in mind that when you go back to off, the flame goes off, but so does the pilot light. So you'll have to light the pilot light each time you use it. Now, I took this panel off down here. If you see there's no panel there, this is the panel that goes there. I'll get a close-up on this. This whole tray was held together by number 2 square-headed screws, so you'll need a bit for your drill, or else a screwdriver with a square head on it. And I just wanted to show you, this is where the water pump is, and this is where you draw antifreeze into the trailer when you're winterizing it. Now you're going to have to educate yourself more than what I'm going to tell you, but I'll give you an idea. You may already know, you may have owned trailers, I don't know. Basically, you take the cap off this, and this line goes into a gallon of antifreeze. Let me back up so you can see a little better. That will go into a gallon of antifreeze. Then, way back here is a valve. Whichever way, this valve has got a handle on it, and whichever line that the handle is parallel with is the one that's open. Right now, it's open, it's parallel with the line that goes into the demand tank. So to pump fresh water, if you wanted to pump fresh water, it's in the right position. That's where you would normally have it for camping. But for winterizing, you have to change the position so it's in line with this line here. And if you put it in that position, put this into a gallon of antifreeze. This trailer will take 2 gallons. and turn on the pump, it'll draw the antifreeze out of the bottle and push it through the system. Okay, you can't get antifreeze into the water heater, so I'm going to show you this right now. I took off another panel. This is right under the sink here. This is the back of your water heater. Okay, now you see you've got blue cold water going in and red coming out here. Then you have this line that runs between them called a bypass line. Right now it's in bypass. The water, because the handle is parallel with this line here, I don't know if you can see it, it's parallel with this line here. When you pump antifreeze into it, it won't go into the water heater. It'll go through this bypass line and go through the rest of the system. The reason you can't get antifreeze into the hot water tank is because it'll leave a really foul taste and also a foul smell, which you won't be able to get rid of, so you bypass it. Anytime you're putting antifreeze in or there's antifreeze in the system, this has to be in bypass like it is now. To camp, because this is dewinterized, I'm going to change the position of it now, and I'll change the position of this one here. So right now, the water will go into the tank, fill up, heat up, and then come out up here. So now it's in camping mode, so you're all ready to go. Okay, so that was just a basic lesson to give you an understanding in case you don't know. Like I said, you may know, I don't know what you know about trailers, so I'm assuming you don't, just so I can cover everything. The refrigerator works on 12 volt DC. It's got a 12 volt compressor, so your tow vehicle will keep it running when you're pulling it, and when you plug in at the campground, the power converter will keep it running. Okay, let's go to the power converter. Let me open this so I can back into here. This is the power converter right here. It converts AC down to DC power. Open it here. So you see you have regular household circuit breakers here and everything that runs on 110 AC current. Then it's converted down to 12 volt DC on this side. You've got automotive style fuses, which are 12 volt DC, and a list of the things that are covered by these fuses. So basically the converter converts AC to DC power. Everything that can run on DC power in a trailer does. Other things have to be AC, like the air conditioning or the microwave. You can't get around that. So one other function, it'll charge your battery or tend your battery. So as long as you're plugged in, it'll sense how much energy your battery has. If it's totally filled, or excuse me, if it's totally charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps up to it. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs. So it does that also. All right. Oh. I'm unusually confused today, so bear with me. The shower works like any other shower. The sink works like any other sink. You have a vent that you can crack open, plus you have a vent. Run the vent with the shower all the time to take the humidity out. Okay, your toilet has a foot pedal over here. When I push the pedal, the trap opens. The black tank is directly below us. Water will swirl around and fill it up, right? So basically, you can't use this dry. So as soon as you get to the campground, you're going to plug in, hook up your water. Then you'll come in here with your toilet chemical, whichever one you use. You put one dose of chemical in there, and then you'll step on the pedal and put about a gallon of water or two into the black tank with the chemical. You can't use this dry, so that's just to get it started. So you don't have to worry about chemical or anything else from that point until you flush the black tank. And let's say you're going to stay at the same campground and you flush the tank because it's full, or dump the tank because it's full, I'm sorry. And you would come back in here and repeat the procedure. So you would put the chemical in a gallon or two of water. One last thing, when you flush it, it's only going to fill about up to here, so it doesn't slosh out when you're traveling. So if you push this pedal, there's a spot here. You can see I'm pushing it, but the trap isn't opening. But when I do that and there's water hooked up, water will come out and fill it up. So you can fill it as high as you want when you're going to use it, but you have to do that each time before you use it, okay? All right. This is the switch for your slide room and the bunk house. So to pull this to slide in, you have to have this door shut. You can see that, let me back up, that it will hit the door, so you have to shut it and then bring it in like so, so you don't damage it. This couch jackknifes flat to a bed. This can come down like so to another bed. Plus you got the bunk up here, and you got a place to install a television. This one has a backer plate behind it, and then you have, oh, let me see if I can get a picture of it. You've got a video here and power there. Okay, all the windows have these shades on them. Okay. Okay. Back to the, or up to the bedroom here. You do have a backer plate here for a TV and video and power. This bed will lift up. You've got totes like a foot locker, plus that's the pass-through storage. And last but not least, I'll show you the escape window, how it works. Basically, you can use this for ventilation too. You'll basically go like that, and you can use it for ventilation. Now, if you need to do escape, you'd push it all the way through, and then you'll grab this red tab here and just pull it. The screen's held on by clips. You just pull it, and the screen will come out, and you can just roll right out the window, and hopefully you'll land right on your feet. So, in a perfect world. Okay. All right. I think I've pretty much covered everything. I know this isn't the optimum way to do this, but because of the virus, we have to do that. So, let me say one more thing. This couch jackknifes flat, just like the one in the bunk room. If you pull the poles out of this table here, you can set the table onto these cleats and then use the cushions to fill in the empty space, and you have a bed. So you have 2 more beds here, plus you've got the 3 back there. So you've got a lot of sleeping room. Okay. All right then. Oh, geez, see, I forgot something else. I'm way ahead of myself here. All right, so this is a thermostat. You push it once to light it up, then you push it to go through the systems. This is the fan. That's the air conditioner. You always want to run it on auto. And heat. So everything has a lag time. So I turned the heat on and nothing's happened. But now if you hear it, it just kicked on. So you figure there's a 5-second lag time for everything. The air conditioner, the heater, the fan comes on pretty much instantaneous, but the fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. It just circulates a little air. So, okay, now I think I'm done. So you can always call us if you have more questions. We can talk you through everything. There's a manual for every appliance in here that comes with a trailer, plus there's manufacturer's videos. Between us and the manufacturer's videos and literature, we can talk you through anything, and hopefully you'll be able to understand. I'm sure you will. So I'd like to thank you for purchasing from National RV, and goodbye.